to our ultimate automotive challenge. In this video, we will test your knowledge of car parts. Get ready to examine close-up images of different car components and guess their names. Whether you're a car enthusiast or simply curious about automobiles, this quiz is sure to put your automotive knowledge to the test. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss a bit. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. Alright, let's begin with our first part. Which car part corresponds with this image? Air filter, differential, or AC compressor? The air conditioning compressor is at the heart of your climate control unit. It first pressurizes the refrigerant in the system and then circulates it through the system. Here we have the second part. Can you accurately name this car part? Is it mounting, brake rotor, or harmonic balancer? This is a major component of the braking system for your vehicle. When you apply the brakes, the brake discs clamp to the rotor, slowing the car down. On to the next one. Can you guess what car parts this is? Is it the brake pedal, clutch disc, or grab handle? Simply put, a clutch is a connection between a vehicle's engine and its wheels. It transfers the power generated by the engine through the transmission to the wheels to make your car move forward. It also detaches the engine from transmission when stopping. Let's make it a bit harder. Can you guess which car part is in this image? Camshaft, crankcase, or connecting rod? An engine component, the camshaft, is needed to open and close the engine valves. It consists of a metal shaft that is placed in line with the engine cylinders. Alright, now name this car part shown in the image: crankshaft, kingpin, or idler arm. A critical part of the engine, a crankshaft transforms the pistons, reciprocating up and down motion into a rotational motion. This, in turn, moves your car forward. Let's move to the next one. Let's see if you can name this car part. Is it the valve cover, blower motor, or tappet? A blower motor moves either hot or cool air through the vents of your car and into the cabin. And how about this car part in the photo? Can you name it correctly? Is it the slave cylinder, clutch shoe, or drive shaft? The drive shaft connects the transmission of your vehicle with a differential. It rotates, which in turn powers the wheels through the differential to move your car forward. On to the next part. Can you name this familiar car part? Is it flange, overflow tank, or exhaust manifold gasket? Exhaust manifold gaskets are necessary to provide a seal between the exhaust manifold and the cylinder head. Moving on from our last part, this one might be a little unfamiliar. Can you name it? Rack end, control arm, or fan belt? This is a suspension link that connects the chassis of the car to the hub in which the wheel is connected. Let's move to the next part. Let's see if you can identify this car part. Glow plug, fuse, crankshaft seal. The crankshaft seal is a piece of rubber found at the front of the engine. It seals the timing cover and the crankshaft's front section. On to the next one. Let's see if you can identify the car part shown in the image. Engine control unit, door switch, or fuse box. The engine control unit helps to ensure that the car's engine is running optimally and efficiently at all times. It does this by using a number of actuators. Let's get to the next one. What do you call this car part? Is it the hinge, deck lid, or door lock actuator? Lock actuators use gears and pistons to raise and lower a rod connected to your door lock. The lock motor gets its power from your car battery, so it won't work if your battery is dead. If you're enjoying this video and want to see more exciting quizzes and challenges related to cars, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Remember, only 1% of our viewers are subscribed, so don't miss out on upcoming automotive quizzes and content. Alright, back to the questions. Can you name what car part this is? Is it the fuel pump, radiator, or carburetor? A carburetor has three important functions. First, it mixes fuel and air to create a combustible mixture. Second, it controls the proportion of fuel and air. Lastly, it controls the speed of the engine. On to the next part. What term is used for this part? Remote lock, heater core, or hydrometer? The heater core contains a widening tube that is filled with warm, coolant liquid directly from the engine. This helps heat the interior of the car in cold conditions. What term is used to identify this car part? Is it head gasket, valve cover, or brake piston? A head gasket is placed between the cylinder head and the engine block. It forms a tight seal to enclose the combustion process in the engine. It also stops oil and coolant fluid from mixing. This one is simple for you. I'm pretty sure you will get it. Can you name it? Ignition coil, ammeter, or voltmeter? The ignition coil is found in vehicle's ignition. It carries low volts from the battery and turns them into thousands of volts that cause a spark in the spark plug. This then ignites the fuel. On to the next one. Do you know this not so strange looking car part is known as what? Mass airflow sensors, intake manifold gasket, or interior harness? The intake manifold gasket produces a seal in the intake manifold. It ensures that the air-fuel mixture is directed to the correct cylinder, where it ignites and burns, creating engine power. And now to our next question. Can you name the part shown in the image? Is it the bell housing, axle shafts, or universal joint? Axle shafts attach the car wheels to the gears and form part of the transmission, which allows the wheels to turn. Moving on, if this car part is familiar, what's it called? Slave cylinder, flywheel, or transmission pan? The flywheel is a heavy disc connected to the crankshaft at the back of the engine. Its mass keeps the car's engine rotating between ignition strokes. It also provides the clutch something to latch onto, thus helping to deliver power through the transmission. You probably know where it's found, but do you know what it's called? Piston rings, brake piston, or engine valve? Piston rings serve three functions in an engine. They ensure the combustion chamber is sealed. They also increase the transfer of heat from the pistons to the cylinder wall. Finally, they help control oil consumption by collecting excess oil off the cylinder walls. You've probably cleaned one of these up before, so do you know what it's called? Is it the pitman arm, throttle body, or alternator? Alternators are used to charge the battery and power the electrical system when the engine is on. On to the next part. Do you know what this integral car part is called? Metering valve, rocker cover, or mass airflow sensor? The mass airflow sensor calculates the mass flow rate of the air passing into a combustion engine with fuel injection. This is critical information that allows the engine control unit to deliver the right amount of fuel to the engine. Let's make it a bit harder. Do you know what this long core part is known as? Exhaust manifold, muffler, or heat shield. The muffler is mounted on the exhaust pipe in the vehicle. Its primary job is to lower the sound output of the engine. This one is at the tip of your tongue. Do you know what it's called? Is it the sump, fuel tank, or radiator? The radiator is a part of the cooling system that stops vehicle's engine from overheating. It is filled with water. And for our last question, we have an easy one. The shown parts are termed as what? Spark plugs, coil connector, or magneto? The sparks from a spark plug is a key in starting an engine. This spark causes the combustion of the fuel and air mixture, which then starts the engine and keeps it running.